everybody, and welcome back to Art a la Carte. And I know what you're thinking. This is not the right day for the 100 character draw challenge. Those videos come out on Wednesday. Things are going to be a little crazy for a little bit because there are some big changes happening to the Art a la Carte universe. But I'm going to be talking more about that in detail on Wednesday's video. But if you can't wait until Wednesday's video, I will have a live stream, hopefully on Tuesday, that I'll give you guys a little bit of information then. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button. And in the meantime, let's jump into the 100 character draw challenge. So last week's challenge, I drew a bunch of different ladies and several of them rose to the top, but the winner was the character Mishtel. And though I don't have a huge backstory for her, we decided that she was a princess. Whether she is captured or just really bored, I don't know. So I decided she would need a pet of some sort, to give her a pet that would be viewed as non-royalty. So in her story, she found a nest of little baby mice, not just normal mice, fairy mice. So I had to give them some wings. And she decided to keep them. So they're very tiny, and she hides them in the pockets of her dress. They're her little pets, and she loves them very much. She decided to name them all after different seeds, like pumpkin seed and squash seed and tomato seed and strawberry seed, and maybe there's a cherry pit. I don't know. So these are the seeds. I used to actually own a mouse a long time ago. I was not as clever as her in her naming. I named it Mouse. But these are the seeds. So let's move on to the second character of the draw challenge. And this character, actually the next two characters, I inadvertently created them. And after I finished, I looked at them and went, they remind me of some childhood cartoons. So I didn't intend for them to look like that, but they have characteristics of certain characters in childhood cartoons. But these guys are a little kingdom of tiny little people that their entire world is in a sock drawer. They live in a sock drawer of an old dresser. And whoever owns the dresser is kind of in charge of taking care of them. So if you happen to buy an old dresser from a secondhand shop or a vintage store, be careful because these little fairies, sprite guys might live in your sock drawer. And though they think they can do great and mighty things, they tend to get into more trouble because they are so tiny. And yeah, you have to watch out and take care of them. Now, like I said in last week's video, I'm having a really hard time coming up with names for the characters. And so I asked you guys to give me some name suggestions. And oh my goodness, thank you guys so much. You just poured out all the amazing ideas that you had. And so for the next 4 characters, I actually chose 4 names to go with these 4 characters, and I'm excited to share with what I chose. So for this character, these groups are called Chubbies, and this name was suggested by my friend Heather Looper, which I will tell you, I did not realize it was my friend Heather until after I chose the name, and I was taking down the screenshot, and I went, oh, it's my friend Heather. Oh, by the way, if you guys didn't guess the character design that I think it looks like, don't you think that the Chubbies look like those little dozers from Fraggle Rock? They kind of look like that to me. Maybe not, but to me they did. Now these ones totally look like these characters without wings. But again, did not intend them to look like this. I wanted to create an alligator hybrid creature. And so I didn't want to give them really long snouts, but I wanted to give them kind of scaliness. And it wasn't until I actually finished laying out all the cards at the end that I realized they looked so much like Disney gargoyles. I don't know if you've ever seen the cartoon. Totally look like gargoyles without wings. But they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be like alligator people. Carissa Godfrey was the person who recommended the name for these characters, which is Raza. So there we go, the Razas. Let's move on to our third character. Really like the story behind this character. So these are flame fairies. They live in fairy candles. So if a wizard were to buy one of these candles, he could light it, and there's a fairy that lives in the flame. I don't know what they do, if they grant a wish or have the power to see the future or what it is, but they live for as long as their candle is burning, which is kind of sad and tragic. And so this is one of the fairies. And for some reason, when her candle went out, she didn't die. Usually when the candle blows out, they die. Now, just so you know, the candles are magical and they'll never go out unless someone actually blows the candle out, and they're kind of hard to blow out. But when her candle was extinguished, she didn't die. Maybe there's a small ember on the wick that's still going, but she's more ashy looking. So this fairy's name is Cinder and was suggested by Tawny English. A fun fact about flame fairies is they have no mouths, so they can't speak. They have to communicate in other ways. Moving on to our last and final character of the 100 character draw challenge, I wanted to do kind of another bird idea. I know I just did a bird idea a little while ago, but I wanted to make it really bird-like, like more bird than human. So before I had the top half be more human and the bottom half be more bird. And this time I decided to almost make the whole thing bird-like. So these are really strong warriors, and maybe they go into the story of my other bird creatures, I don't know. But as I was coloring them, they kind of had the colorations of killer whales and orcas. So I think they're kind of like an army, and they're extremely loyal to whoever they serve. I decided to name this character Ryher, and this is suggested by Alex Dan. And thank you to everyone who suggested names. And if you would like to suggest a name for a character, or maybe you suggested a name and it didn't get used, you can put those down in the comment section below. But now it is time to vote for your favorite character. So the characters you have to choose from are Seeds, Chubbies, Raza, Cinder, and Ryher. Make sure to click on the little poll in the top little corner there to cast your vote. Now, I decided to do next week another theme, like I did all ladies last week. Next week's theme is going to be all villains. So I'm going to create some villainous characters. So make sure that you are not only subscribed to my channel, but hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that video, plus the big announcement videos that are coming this week about the changes to my YouTube channel. And don't worry, I think they're going to be awesome changes. I am super excited for them. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you in another art video. Bye-bye!